Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here with me today, I have a diamond in the rough for you guys to meet. His name is Reuben Lowery III. He is a defensive back out of Tennessee, Chattanooga, the Mocs. Nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, I'm happy to be on. This is gonna be awesome.
So, Ruben, actually, some interesting things happening lately. You were recently named to Bruce Feldman's Freaks list, which I don't know how you feel about that. So, hopefully, we can talk about it. But nice recognition there. Um, Pretty versatile guy playing there in the secondary. And lately, I have said things on social media in the way that perhaps we are looking at one of the top Nickelback prospects this upcoming season. Ruben, if you don't mind, introduce yourself and we'll go from there.
Yeah, my name is Reuben Lowery, and I'm from Marietta, Georgia. Came to Chattanooga as in 2020, graduated high school. In the middle of that year, came to Chattanooga for the spring semester. COVID hit, and then I've been in Chattanooga since. Chattanooga's been great, and then just excited for all the opportunities Chattanooga's given me. So yeah, that's me.
Cool. I was just kind of trying to go through the step by steps of some of your history. Hillgrove High School there in Georgia. In addition to football, did some track and field as well as some basketball. Share with me at least one fond memory back in those days of you as a student athlete there at Hillgrove.
Man, okay, so Hillgrove was really good because I was around such good athletes. Like I think we have like at least five active or six active in the NFL right now. So like every sport is really like competing and having and just having a good time. But you don't really understand that like at the high school level. You're like you don't really understand how good the guys are around you. You're just with your competition, with your team. I would say one of my favorite memories was honestly just playing basketball. I love football and I love, football. I love the game and I love like the physicality, but basketball is just so much fun because you get to, you get to make buckets. But playing basketball with a lot of like our basketball team was made up of a lot of football guys. So, you know how football guys play basketball. So it gets pretty rough. But yeah, that was probably my most enjoyable one playing basketball with the football guys and having fun with that.
Cool. I find it interesting that you remember, I guess, fondly some basketball memories, but of course, obviously chose to pursue the game of football. Why football, man? What do you love so much about the game?
Football is interesting. I honestly, during my high school time, it was more so, hey, I'm better at this sport than I am at basketball, and then I'm at my track, and this sport can open a lot of avenues for me to be successful in my future. So I was like, okay, then I'm gonna focus on this sport and give my all to this sport. But then as you look back on it, like from the college years and everything I've done to this point, it's like, okay, I'm really glad I chose football because football has led me again to these opportunities, but it's also taught me a lot about life in general, just the hardships and working with people and trying to reach a common goal and doing that on a level that isn't 5-on-5 or one versus one with track and field, just an 11-man sport where you need all 11 people to reach that goal. So that's honestly the reason why I love the game, why I enjoy playing it, because I I personally, if I have a good game and if I'm doing well, it doesn't mean anything if one other person on the defense does something bad or isn't in the right mindset. So it's the ultimate team sport, it's the ultimate game, and you can be incredibly physical with it. So so that's why I love
Well, I mean, it's nice to be able to play basketball. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it is a very intense sport. And it's nice to be able to score some points, make some baskets. But like you said, football really being the ultimate team sport, because you figure with basketball, like you can have one star out there who scores like 50 points and they're able to win games, and you have four bums out there with him. But football is not like that, man. Like you can't work like that. You got to rely on the other 10 guys out there on the field. I mean, you yourself, I mean, you're only covering one guy, man. You can't cover all the receivers out there, and certainly can't play on the line or anything of that nature. So, I mean, that's why you got a lot of great teammates there at Chattanooga. So how long have you been playing football, man?
I've actually been playing football since I was 4 years old. Um, I started out really young. Now I think about it, I don't even know how many years that is. Such a long time. But I started. Ironically, I started out playing defensive line. Like I played an edge rusher when I was a
Wow.
kid. But as a kid, everything's positionless. You just out there running around and playing around. But yeah, I've been playing football for a while. I was a running back for most of my middle school years, and that was enjoyable. Um, no fumbles, a lot of touchdowns, a lot of fun. And then going into high school, um, made the transition to defensive back, which was really good for me, really good for my body as well. And just defensive back, such a mentally challenging position because you are guarding someone full speed, and like their objective is to get you, like if they catch a ball, that's a failure in the defensive back's mind. So just having that mental strength has been really good for me as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people would say corner specifically is one of the most difficult positions to play. Because you have a lot of, I mean, it's highly scrutinized. I mean, obviously the quarterback's the most scrutinized, but depending on who you ask, corner's up there as a position where I mean, if you give up a catch, even if it's 5 yards, I mean, like that's like you said, that's a failure. So you have to try your best to bounce back from that and finish the game. So.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Reuben, let's continue on in your journey. Obviously, you made your way to Chattanooga, and like you said, a very awkward situation because I mean, you come in and we're dealing with the pandemic. But obviously, that's a challenge in and of itself. But talk about the process of you actually getting from high school to Chattanooga. What made you decide to choose Chattanooga as a school for you?
So interesting enough, it was junior year of high school, and I didn't have any offers. I didn't have any scholarship offers, any not a lot of traction at all. And it was very disappointing because I used to go to a lot of college camps, so like a lot of prospect camps, like around the nation, a lot in the Southern Conference, just because it was very close to home, but just a lot of camps. And I finally, was doing camps my junior year, and I finally gained some traction. I went to a camp down in Mercer, and the Chattanooga coaches were there, and they happened to see me that I went to the Chattanooga camp, and then I played very well at that camp, and I got that offer, and it was one of multiple schools that I had offers from. I think I had offers from 5 schools, and 2 were D1. And what intrigued me about Chattanooga was first that I had my major. I knew I wanted to do mechanical engineering from like ninth grade. My dad's an engineer. He went to Georgia Tech, and like it was my dream. Okay, I want to be a mechanical engineer. I want to do all these things. I want to, I don't know, I enjoyed math. I was like in high school, I was a nerd. I still am a nerd, honestly. But you gotta love the nerds, bro. And then but like I say, like again, I knew Chattanooga had my major. It had the mechanical engineering aspect, but also it had the city aspect. I love the fact that Chattanooga wasn't just a college town. It's more so of a city school where there's businesses and there's things you can like actually experience life with and transition to life well after college. So that was very intriguing to me. I was like, yeah, that would be really cool to meet people not only in my age group, but have mentors that are older than me that can help me throughout these stages of life, very true transitional stages. And then lastly, just the coaches. The coaches were really good. They I would say they care for me as an individual more than they care for me as an athlete as they were recruiting me. And that was very hard to find. And I love Coach Wright, and I love the coach who recruited me, Coach Wardy. He's at a different school now. But yeah, that was ultimately the deciding factors. And I'm glad I came to Chattanooga.
Well, a lot of great stuff that you talked about there. I mean, and a lot of people here lately, when they think of Chattanooga, and I mean, no offense, but they really think about all the big guys there up front. They're not really thinking about you guys so much so, which I guess in a way might be a good thing because you might be able to surprise some people this season. But a lot of good things happening there at Chattanooga. And they were able to offer you a great education, which you've fully taken advantage of. And like you said, great town to be in, great city, I guess is how you described it. So cool. So let's move forward, man. Let's kind of talk about that defense. I mean, and as I had stated earlier, really one of the top nickelback prospects this season. But I know that doesn't entirely define you as a player. How would you describe that defense and your overall role in it?
Man, like you said, it starts with the guys up front, and we've had the luxury to have really, really good defensive linemen, and we still do. And like just people who work their tails off. So like that's where our culture of our defense and our motivation of our defense always starts up front and like getting off the ball. And then you go to the second level, you go to the linebackers, who we have very intelligent linebackers, very guys that want to make the plays when it comes to them, and the guys that want to be the quarterbacks of the D line. And then we have the DBs, and the DBs, like, we count the nickelback as a DB. And it goes with the corners and safeties, and we try to be the quarterbacks of the entire defense. Try to get everybody on the same page and be very versatile in the way we play. Like, our nickname is for our DB group is SEALs, because we feel like we can do everything: sea, air, land, just like the Navy SEALs do. We can go up on the line, we can press, we can blitz, we can cover everything. So that's our nickname, and we love the versatility that we have. For my role as a defense, like you said, the nickelback is it's a very special position. Like, it does a lot of what the SEALs motto it has for our DB group. And for me, like, I do a lot of coming off the edge as a D lineman. I'll stack the box as a linebacker, and I'll also cover in the slot like a corner. And that's what I really enjoy about that position I am playing, because it makes me learn so much more about the offense I'm playing against and just how defenses work. Like, I have to know the scheme of the D lineman, I have to know the scheme of the linebackers, and I have to know what we're doing in the back end. So it's just like, honestly, it's really cool to have that information and knowledge and store it. And like, if somebody on the defense has a question about something, I can put it in terms as a DB or a linebacker or a D lineman, and just have an overall picture of what an offense wants to do to our defense. So I think it's really cool in the information versatility aspect, but also physically, doing everything. That's also fun. So yeah.
I mean, Reuben, I will say I really like that about you as a prospect because, dude, despite your size, I mean, obviously you're not the biggest guy, but I mean, you're in it. You're blitzing, you're tackling people, you're very aggressive. So, I mean, are you trying to model yourself after the honey badger or something, man? I mean, is there somebody at the next level who you're trying to emulate or what?
I do like the way a lot of guys play on the next level, because they're very smart in how they play. Like, everything they do is very calculated. I've gotten just people who have compared me to, which I like the comparisons. I like people compare me to Buda Baker just in the way I play.
That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, just like, you can see the size based, like, we're basically the same size, and just the amount of effort that he plays with. That's why I think it's a compliment, because he plays with so much effort, and he's every single play he's 100% to the ball, 100% flying around. But yeah, I try to emulate a lot of games, like, not based off one player, but based off a lot of players, because there's so many keys you can take from so many guys. And it's just fun to build your toolbox and to see what type of player, like, I am, what type of player Reuben Lowery is. So I really enjoy, like, watching those guys and watching professionals and how they treat their bodies, how they go about their days. And yeah, it's a really cool experience.
Cool. Well, I mean, I was thinking, I mean, you growing up in Georgia, like I don't know who you might have been a fan of at the time or whatever. And I'm not trying to, you know, get that out of you or
Yeah.
anything, but certainly a lot of guys at the next level that we can certainly say are very good athletes. And you yourself, I mean, obviously saying, I mean, like there's a lot of guys out there who have done it at the highest of highest levels who you have to respect, and obviously good to study their game and hopefully bring it to yours in order to help define exactly what Reuben Lowery brings to the table. So, um, some decent things happening there at Chattanooga when it comes to your guys' overall success rate. Last season, actually, getting into the playoffs and scaring some people is the way that I want to, say it. I mean, what's it going to take for you guys to get back there? Obviously, the goal is to, win the Southern Conference and move forward. How are you guys going to get that success once again this year?
Man, it comes with a great deal of expectation for ourselves, just the standard that we hold ourselves to. And not only holding that standard in a game situation or like an off day, but holding that standard in everything we do. And that's the challenge as a 11-man group, is holding that standard as we take the field every single time. And camp is a good measure of where we're at. It's a good measure of the type of guys we have and the actual motivation and the drive that we have for our goals. And I'm glad we can experience a time like this. Like, we always talk about fall camp as being such a hard thing, but it builds us and molds us into our goals. It's like we have this theory that, be a champion, you know what I'm saying? But now we have, this time where we can see the results of our product and, adjust accordingly. And it just takes a group of guys who want to do that, who want to adjust and want to go through hard things. So like I said, I think it's a standard that we hold ourselves to each and every single day. And we have great coaches. We have like great coaches that are going to drive us, great coaches schematically, and great players. It's just, our expectation. Are we willing to have that mentality every single time we step on the field? So I think that's what it's really all about.
Yeah, and dude, let's just face it. Week one is going to be a heck of a test. You guys are going to be facing Tennessee of the SEC. And so what's your guys' mentality going up against one of these juggernauts in the SEC?
I think like from our guys, it's really cool because we've all wanted to play on that stage. Like everybody at Chattanooga and like everybody, I would say like really across the FCS, you always want to play that game because that's like where you want it to go. That's especially like coming out of high school. It's like you want to play a game in front of a loud crowd and, just be on the highest stage of college football and play a game to that magnitude. So like I think that's the feeling going in. Like we're excited, to go play and to go show our abilities. But also we understand that it's our first game. It's a test. Like it's a big test, and it's a testimony to like, are we going to stick to our goals even when like things are might be tough in the beginning, when we have might have issues or problems in the game, might not go smooth. So I think it's a really good opportunity to see where we're at mentally and to see where our culture of our team has grown in our program from year to year to year. Because I feel like from year to year to year, our program has grown, and that's a testimony to the coaches, testimony to the players that they recruited, and the players that are here, and the bond that we've grown. Just to see, okay, no matter the outcome of that game, who are we? Who's our identity as a team, and are we going to stick through it going into the rest of the season? So I'm super excited. It's gonna be a really fun game. I've never played in England before, so yeah.
Well, hey, I mean, you're with you guys playing up against the, best competition. It's gonna be fun. It's
Yeah.
gonna be fun to go out there. And like you said, on the stage that a lot of FCS guys would have dreamed to be on. And so, I do think it's going to be an interesting matchup. I mean, I don't think that you guys are going to be steamrolled for sure. I mean, there's a lot of good talent on that team. Whether it be offense, defense, and if you guys shut down that offense, I mean, keep things close. I mean, it's going to be an exciting matchup.
Yeah.
So we'll see how things come together. And but obviously, man, this is going to be the last year for you. It's your last year of eligibility. So let's reflect just a little bit. You've been a part of some great matchups. You won a lot of great games, had a lot of great moments. Share one of your favorites if you don't mind.
Uh, I would say as a for me individually, I think my favorite moment uh has to be going down. Okay, so yeah, this is more individual and team oriented now that I think about it. It was 2022. Um it was the year, so 2021 we had just lost to Mercer kind of for the SoCon championship game. And then 2022 we came back and we were really focused and ready for that game. It was incredible. Like I've never seen a team so dialed in and locked in to go play a game like in my career. Like usually I hold film sessions at my house and then I'm like asking guys to come over and watch film and all that good stuff. But that day, that week, everybody was there. It was great. It was enjoyable. We were having a good time, and then you can just see the product on the field as us just playing as a team. And I think I got like a TFL, a couple tackles, but the energy at Finley Stadium was awesome. Like just like purely enjoyment. And it was just like a foundation of the hard work that we put in, and like just not getting down on ourselves early in that season and actually playing good ball that game. That was such an enjoyable moment. But there's so many moments to pick from. Like I like the conference we play in. Like there's so many teams, and there's some, honestly, every game is a big game in our conference, and it's so cool to be a part of. But that was a big moment. And I also love the Kentucky moment when we play Kentucky. And it kind of goes back to what we were just talking about with Tennessee
Right,
and
right.
having the mindset as we play a big team that we are capable of playing very well. So we played Kentucky back in 2021, and I was a freshman. I didn't start at the time, but I did play against good players. I played against Wardell Robinson. He plays for the Giants now, and that was a really cool moment. We were up in the third quarter, and I'm playing man to man, like as a freshman against Kentucky, against like really good athletes, and then you can feel like 12, like a lot of people to say. I don't know how many people Kentucky Stadium holds, but they're all silent. And that is the craziest feeling as an athlete, like as an opposing player, especially like coming from a smaller school, that you have a whole crowd silent for a whole quarter. So that's awesome, man. That's really cool.
That's kind of wild. I mean, tens of thousands of guys going quiet. I mean, that's
Yes.
really hard to imagine. But Reuben, do want to learn a little bit more about you. I mean, we've talked about you as a football player and even as a student to some effect there at Chattanooga. Is there anything else about yourself that you want to share with people? Any fun facts, hobbies, personal interests? Passions in life or anything of that sort? I mean, is there anything that you'd like to share about yourself?
Yeah, man. I'm glad you give me the opportunity to talk about these things. That's really awesome. I am currently a leader in FCA, which is the Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Hmm.
That's here on campus, and I've actually did it in the seventh grade. That was pretty cool. That's how I actually got introduced to it.
Cool.
But that community that's been built, that's why I also love that I came to Chattanooga, like the community of athletes who love Christ and want to live for Him. And it's helped me a lot in my college career. It's helped me, get through a big engineering schedule with football and do a lot of things that have helped me gain connections and just build a community around me. And like I said, kind of starting out with why I love the game, it's helped me love the game more. It's taught me how to live a life through the game, and how the game can teach you so much about not only how to live in this life, but God's kingdom and all the things of that nature. So that has been a very big passion to me. I've seen a lot of guys, like a lot of freshman guys coming into chapel and coming into FCA. It's like, okay, like, because when FCA, when I came in, because of COVID, there was two people there. It was just it was just me, the
Well,
FCA
there's
director.
social distance, so
Exactly.
like there's not a lot going on.
Yeah, it was just me, the FCA director, and then my good friend, her name is Meg. She didn't play a sport, but it was awesome. And then you just to watch it grow from two people to about like 90 people now, and like having people really interested into it and like really want to like come in as a freshman and actually want to live that type of lifestyle. It's very, very rejuvenating. It's awesome to see. And yeah, that's probably like one of my biggest passions. And that it's really cool to be able to have that type of community on campus. And that's probably I won't be sad. Of course, I'm gonna be sad like leaving that type of community, but just happy that I had it, for my time in college. So yeah.
I mean, Reuben, I look at what you've been able to do there at Chattanooga, whether it be you as an athlete, as a student, or, obviously a leader amongst the FCA. Dude, how do you balance all this, man? Do you have any time at all to chill and just kind of, do whatever? I mean, how do you balance a life like that?
And that's a really good question. That's a really good question. I had that question a lot. And honestly, the balance is interesting because you want to give 100% to everything you do. Like, I want to give 100% to football. Then I want to give 100% to engineering. Then I want to give 100% to the people around me. So I think the balance for me was not like a balance of what I'm doing. It was a balance of taking it day by day, taking it step by step, realizing that each day is going to be different than the next, and each day has a different life and a different opportunity than the next. So, like giving my all in that one day could mean, all right, football 100% today, and like FCA and engineering 100%, but only a couple hours for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different every single day, and different moments with people, different moments with football. So I feel like that was the balance that really helped me out, was taking it step by step. Taking it step by step is hard because when you see those goals that you want to have, it's hard not to live in the theory, the live in the future. But that definitely helped me out a lot, and having that community around me.
Yeah, and I mean, Ruben, obviously, we're talking under the platform of a guy who is playing football with the hopes of maybe one day getting drafted, making it to the NFL. And there are scouts looking at you, man. I mean, obviously, when you're, named on this freaks list, and people are wondering, hey, this is a guy at the FCS level that we really need to pay attention to. Um, how does all that attention feel?
It's funny because I didn't even know I was on the freaks list until I think it was like last week. My pastor had texted me. He texted me. He was like, "Hey, Reuben." I was like, "What's up?" I was like, "What's going on?" And then he was like, "You're on the freaks." It's like, "What are you talking about?" And then he sent me the link. I was like, "Oh, cool." But yeah, it was just funny like how I got to know. It was like my pastor texted me. But the attention really doesn't mean too much to me because I understand, first and foremost, the goal what I have for this team is to win as a team, win like the SoCon championship and go further and win the national championship, and that's been the big focus. So the attention in, like individually, I understand like those things will come, and I think those things are good, and they have especially for Chattanooga itself, and for the city and for the team, for the culture and for the program here, it's very, very good. But I understand that the future aspects, if I again take it how I took everything else with engineering in life and taking it day by day and step by step with everything I'm doing, those goals of mine that I have, which is I do have a goal to go to the NFL. I do have a goal to play professionally. That I'll have an opportunity, a chance to do that, and I'm excited to see what this year brings and just the opportunities that will present itself. And I'm really excited for the guys we have, the team we have, and bring it all together.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a great accolade though to be named amongst this list that Bruce Feldman put together, the freaks list. Um, again, probably a little bit more nice to be able to say you're part of the Jesus Freaks list too. So that's kind of nice. So I think that's probably more important in the long run. So
Yeah.
but Ruben, it's been nice, and I do wish you all the best this upcoming season. Again, I have you as one of the top nickelbacks who could really make an impact this season and maybe get himself into the NFL here very soon. So, any final thoughts before we, close up shop?
Man, I just wanted to thank you. Thank you for reaching out. And thank you for allowing me to, share my story, share everything about Chattanooga, and just having a platform to do that. That's awesome. So thank you, and go Mox, ready to go, get back on the field.
All right, cool. Well, once again, I got Reuben Lowery the third from Chattanooga. Check him out this season.